Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Glitching Notions and I am proud to present to you my first ever video. A little info before we get into this. A lot of games that are going to appear on this channel are primarily turn-based strategy and character RPGs. This doesn't mean that they'll be the only games that show on this channel, but they will be heavily featured. Now, getting back to this video. Today will be the start of a walkthrough/playthrough of Wartales, a mercenary management game set in a low fantasy world, where you take control of a group of nobodies who have turned to mercenary work in search of infamy, glory, knowledge, and vast riches. For this playthrough, we'll be using the Apprentice Friends scenario, giving us 30 extra starting influence, but taking away 5 raw materials. The party buff we'll be using is used to long walks, which gives 10% fatigue reduction, making it a little easier to manage our supplies. The party debuff is eternal dissatisfaction, reducing the party's happiness by 1 during each rest. Now don't worry, I'll make sure to explain everything as we go along, just so no one's left in the lurch. I've chosen adaptive exploration rather than region locked, as it feels a little less restrictive in my own opinion. The difficulty setting will be on normal, as this game has a tendency to kick my ass due to my own overconfidence. Note that the save state is free. I will be treating this as Iron Man, so once everyone is dead or jailed, I'm going to consider it a game over. I'm only keeping the save state free in case of any file corruption that may occur. Finally, our mercenaries. Starting with Raven, our local swordswoman, who is going to be our frontline DPS focused on single target destruction with her two-handed sword. Next, we have Byron the Brick Shithouse. He is going to be our frontline tank with his mason shield. Following right after is Alan, the local hunter turned marksman. He is going to be our ranged DPS/crowd control, focusing on area denial with a bow. Then we have the lovely Ginger, the healer of the group, who is going to be focused on buffing, opportunity attacks, and health management with her dagger and items. And last but not least, Pebbles the pony. He is going to help carry the majority of our gear as the journey continues. Now, I'm sure all of you are sick of hearing me prattle on by now, so I thank you once again for tuning in, and without further ado, it's showtime. Okay. Let's get into this. So, first things first. Supplies. Yep, we look all good. Okay, need to go to the camp first and sort out who's going to be our tinkerer. Okay guys. So, first things first. Something I need to explain before we get into this. This is the camping screen, which at the bottom of the screen, press C and get to your camp. This will change depending on the scenery, which is always lovely. But the primary gist of it is, in the beginning, you will start with a campfire and a workshop. Everything in the camp will usually have something to do with assigning. So in this case, if I want to be able to craft things, I have to assign someone as a tinkerer. Now, once you assign someone with a profession, you can change this, but do note that if you change to a different profession from one you were already specialized in, so say you get to level 3 tinkerer, and then you decide, oh wait, I want this person to be a blacksmith instead. You will lose all the progress on that previous profession, and then you will have to start from scratch on the new profession that you've chose. So do keep that in mind if you ever play this. And all professions give a buff of some type, which does increase as you increase your profession level. So in this case, I'm going to make Alan here our Tinkerer. Why, you might ask? Because Tinkerer gives 2% critical hit chance. Now, if you put that on a DPS, does absolute wonders, as you would expect. Especially since this boy is going to be an infantryman, which is going to specialize in taking attacks of opportunity when someone walks through his overwatch. And if I make sure that he does that at all times, yeah, well, if he does that whenever possible, he'll be able to take things out before they even get close. So now, we've turned Alan into a Tinkerer. Now what does that mean? Now I can right click on the workshop, and in this case, right click, who's working on it? Our Tinkerer, confirm. Now you have your Tinkerer list, which has a whole bunch of recipes for different items. You have your camping gear, you have your components, which are usually specific to make either camping gear or miscellaneous items that help you along the way. For example, pitons, which are fantastic shortcut tools and very cheap to make. And then you also have the camping, and then the camping gear in this case, you're able to make things that will show up in the camp. So let's say if I wanted to make the tent, I have all these, make the tent, and then all of a sudden, now I can place this into the camp, and I can assign someone to it to generate a valor point. So pretty standard, pretty easy to understand, not that hard of a thing to learn. Then you also have your offhand items like a torch. This has two uses. One, it can be used offensively to burn targets, and two, it is needed for exploration of tombs. We'll get into that when we actually find one. Probably not going to be exploring one in this episode because I don't think we're going to get leveled high enough to do it. But, and then also, camp items, as you already heard me say, can have someone assigned to them at all times. So in this case, if I assign Alan to the workshop, he's going to generate 2 raw materials per every time we go to bed. Well, every time we end, I guess, our week or day. And what raw materials do is they repair your gear. So as you can see here, there is an armor and a health bar. Your health regenerates at the beginning of every fight. Your armor, however, does not. And it has a helpful little tooltip here. Armor protects health, maintains guard, and must be repaired after each fight. Pretty simple. Now, it's not always the greatest idea to fully repair your gear after every fight, because one, that will put you at a financial disadvantage in the game, which you also have to make sure you're paying your guys, because no one wants to do mercenary work for free. Because I certainly wouldn't. That would be pretty pro bono on killing things. Yikes. But anyway, getting back to that, the armor on in this case, we have our raw materials, which has a set amount of armor points that it can repair. Now, obviously, if we have someone that has 5 armor, in this case, it's just the rags. If you can, say Raven gets hit in the mouth a couple of times, right? Loses her armor, which is going to happen. It's inevitable. I don't particularly want to repair her gear right off the bat, especially if I'm already going to town. Because majority of the time, if you're going to a town in a region, there is usually a blacksmith there. And a blacksmith can repair your gear for a set fee. Now again, it's all about managing your resources, making sure you're not making sure you're not inconveniencing yourself, and just finding shortcuts on how to get everything done. Now, enough talking about the camp. Also, we have our buddy Pebbles here, who I'm just going to put next to the fire, because why not? I don't want him to be lonely. Put him next to Ginger, since these two can be friends. Why not? Ignore that. That is the DLC. We'll be taking a look at that later. I have no idea what it's about, because I've never played it. I wanted to play this with you guys and be fresh. So, our first plan of action is probably what I always do here. Obviously, this is a guaranteed fight. You can't even dodge it. Yep. This is essentially the tutorial fight that you put through. So, yep, we'll get into it. Okay, we're into the fight. So, there's two stages to the fight. The actual battle and the prep phase. So, in the prep phase, you can move anyone to these selected positions. Usually you'll want to do it so that you have the best chance of engaging enemies. And what do I mean by engaging an enemy? Engaging an enemy counts as, say I walk up with, well, I'll show you, but pretty much try and get your frontline guys to go smack whoever there is. Because if you engage a archer in melee combat with another melee combatant, they cannot fire their bow and arrow, as you would expect. So, the tactical positioning is very important when it comes to these things, just so you have the best chance at dealing with an encounter. And usually the squishies, the one with knives, are the ones you want to kill first, because obviously they are going to hit you like a truck. Now, with that, I think everyone's in position. Yep, we got Byron ready to smack him, Raven ready to smack him, and then Ginger ready to stab him in the back. So, let's start. So, combat in this game works a bit differently to any other tactical RPG as you would expect. As you can see, it's my turn, and because we outnumber them, two of our guys get to go first before one of them. Now, it's not a fixed order as to who goes first, so you can pick anyone to go at any time. Just be aware that once their turn is done, that they cannot be used again until the next round. So, marked by this little reset circle here. So, let's get into it. First, I want to engage you. Good. Then they have their little fight scene animation here. Nothing else I can really do, so end the turn. Coming in behind with Ginger here. She stabs him in the back. Now, knives do more damage from behind, so keep that in mind. And, of course, Ginger crits right off the bat. Wouldn't have it any other way. Now, you see, Byron here has been poisoned by the hoodlum. Poison works with, as you can see, reading the tooltip here, loses 5% of their max HP at the end of their turn. And this is stackable, so you'll want to get rid of that as soon as possible, usually by using first aid. It's not really a huge deal if it's just one stack, because obviously if you lose 5% of your HP in a fight like this, not too bad. But if it gets to a stack of like 5, you want to get rid of that. Simple, pretty simple. Basic understanding. So we'll carry on with this. Nice shot from Alan right there. Not gonna move him, no point. Then I'm gonna position Raven behind the poacher so that Alan has clear line of sight on the target. There we go. Now she's engaged in melee, so the only thing she can do is punch. As you can see, 1 damage. So, this, like I said, this game makes you think a lot about positioning and makes you pay attention to a lot of things that are going on. So, let's see if Ginger can finish him. Oh. Okay, Ginger, you didn't have to do him like that, but alright. And, well, the last one left. And she goes in for the kill as well. Ugh. You know, I didn't really think about it before, but that sword she's using, the two-hander, is rusty as all bollocks. So, I'm more impressed by the amount of force she put behind that to actually get it to go through. And also terrified at the same time. Anyway. So we've got our first level up for Ginger, which is absolutely fantastic. So the squishies in this game, usually the ranger and the archers, they get a specialization right off the bat, which is usually a valorous support or something along those lines, which generates valor points in the fight, which is a resource you use to do all your special abilities. So if I wanted to use a heal, like the first aid patch with Ginger, I would need to have a valor point to do that, which is indicated up here. Now this mechanic is quite nice. It's something you have to pay attention to. It's another resource. But basically, every rest you're given a set amount based off of buffs, features you've unlocked, and things going on in camp. And if you don't use them, if you don't use the ones that you're provided with, you can carry them over to the next, after the next time you rest. So you don't have to use them. I'd recommend using them because there's no point in not doing it, obviously. But there's always a point where you need to know the difference between when you should use it and when you shouldn't. But getting back to the specializations here, we have 3 specializations. We have Valorous Audacity, which is more of a DPS-oriented perk, which is every time the unit ends their turn next to an enemy and is not engaged, you gain 1 temporary Valor point. Notice how that is bright yellow rather than the subdued orange over here. So the temporary ones, the yellow ones, they will stay for the fight. The orange ones will stay in between. They carry over. Then you have Valorous Victory, pretty self-explanatory. Kill the target, get the point. And then Valorous Support. This one is probably my favorite out of all of them if I'm not doing a cutthroat build or an assassin build. Purely because of the fact it's just, hey, if I'm doing a support, I can stab someone in the back. Usually my strategist will have movement out the wazoo. And then from there, she can stab someone in the back, move away, do whatever, do some extra ability, or just, throw a bomb or a dagger or whatever I'm doing with her, and then plant her next to one of our guys. And then she'll immediately generate a point, and usually get back the point she used. So, it's really, I'm really a fan of this one. Not to say the others are bad or anything. This one is obviously great. This one is kind of eh. You'd probably want to use that on a poisoner because he's less likely to kill things. On a cutthroat, you're better off with just Valorous Victory. honestly, because you're more likely to just outright kill the person you're targeting. So out of the three, this is good for DPS, this is good for support, this is good for dots, I'd say, if you put it in MMO terms. So in this case, we take Valor Support. Now, I think I'm probably going to take the 2 up to willpower, just so she doesn't run away in certain fights that will be coming up, and will be a lot of fun. Oh no. Okay. And we managed to get a dagger out of that fight. It's called a damage dagger, which has a poisoning skill on it instead of the regular stab. All equipment in this game come with set skills. So in this case, the damage dagger has poisoning compared to the stab. Does the same amount of damage, but the poison dagger will poison. No, Captain Obvious over here, you know, but here we go. I'm not going to repair for the raw materials. I'm just going to keep moving on. That was a pretty good, drop of iron ore. Good to go. I'm going to take a look at a few things that are along the lines. Got some cloth. You got to keep an eye out for a lot of interactables in this game, because I know that there's a highlight key. I'll probably find it again. It's been a while since I've played this, honestly. But you need to keep your eyes out, because you can miss some very valuable stuff as things go along. And of course we get interrupted by...
Where's them refugees? We'll toss them out ourselves. We'll toss them all out. Yeah, I've been drinking. We all have. How'd you know? You seers or something?
I think I can smell it on your breath from here through the screen, cousin. She's a bit of a potent brew, that one, eh?
Never mind. Leave us.
Just be on your way, cousin. Okay, so we're coming to the mine for a specific reason.
Stop right there. This salt mine belongs to Her Ladyship Gontran. I can't just let you walk in.
What if I tell you I can come in here?
As you wish. We can't mine the salt because of these 2 iron veins in...
Oh, they did a little bit of a graphical update in here. That's nice. Change the orientation. Now you can, you see this little icon here. You can steal this, but of course you need a thief to do that. In this case, I don't really have a thief because I don't want to turn Ginger into a thief. I'd rather have her as an alchemist or apothecary. I can't remember the name. But I will be trying to pick someone up who can become a thief, because there are quite a few things that you need to lockpick. But I will be turning Byron here into a miner, because this is more of the tank focus class. As you can see here, gathering, a lot of the skills in the game will have, sort of QTEs and everything like that, just to keep you on your toes so you're not bored. It's not just watching an animation play out of, your character smacking an anvil for 5 seconds. And of course, the better you do the skill checks, the better the better rewards you get.
You cleared out the iron deposits?
Oh, cheers, Mucker. Thank you for giving me my influence back. Okay, leave that. Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we have our first knowledge point, which is instantly going to go to run. Because if you don't, I don't know what you're doing. I'd rather be able to run around and actually get somewhere instead of having to stare at my party moving slow as all bollocks. Also, that's a new one. Didn't know you could pick up money. Didn't know you could pick up money on interactables now. That's interesting. It's good to know for the future. 3 groschen, just 3 crowns just out of nowhere. Alright, who's in jail today? Got the archer who's nimble, a loafer, and he's stupid. No wonder you're in here, mate. Got a spearman who's a volunteer, cowardly, and a glutton. You would be absolutely horrendous. What in the resin? Oh, okay, so that's a new component. No wonder, I thought it was money. Yeah. And then there's just a boar in here. Okay, cousin. Solitary, depressed, and a vegetarian. Okay. The depressed boar in prison. How quaint. Oh, God. Alright.
The Lady Mayonnaise has offered a reward for any outlaw captured in the region.
Oh, thank you for telling me that, love.
Fancy hunting a try.
I'm going to buy 2 shackles off you so I can actually do that. Not going to bother with a barber's kit, because there's no point. I'm going to buy 5 rope. And then just going to bugger off. Okay, so what can we make? Probably make 3 of these. Notice how there's every time you craft something for the first time, you get discovery points, or you get a recipe of some sort. Usually, or it's usually a combination of both. And with that, we get our second knowledge point, which in this case, we are going to use... I need 2 for career plan? Oh, you're a bastard. I can learn saddlebags, but I think Old Mate already has them. I need to make 1 pithon. If I don't know, I'd rather have one of those on me at all times. 1 fishing hook. Okay. I see that they've started balancing some of the skills. I'm gonna go with career plan right off the bat. And the reason I'm doing this is so I can actually select. I can put aptitude points towards their actual skills, like the skills that I want them to level. So, as you saw with Ginger before, how she had a whole list of skills down here, and she had a +2 to this one, but everything else was random, like all of it's random. You'll get a +2 randomly somewhere. But what career plan does is I can spend influence in order to choose specifically what I want her to level up. In her case, I'm not really too fussed, but someone like Byron or, well, Byron, Alan, or Raven, who's mostly focused on either getting more health, more damage, or more crit rate, no, it will definitely come in handy. Now moving on, let's see how far we can get. Flurry of crows going past. Or ravens, whichever one. Come through the fog. Oh, how we doing, officers? You escorting the refugees, mate? I hope they're not causing troubles. Here we have our first town, Strom Crap. Crap, okay, cousin, what am I on about? Didn't know your town was that bad. Okay. I'm gonna take rationing just so our food lasts a little longer. And here we go to the forge. So, like I was explaining earlier, you can just come up to Boss Man.
Use my anvil. I can also repair your armor. Oh, and I'm looking to hire a skilled blacksmith, if you happen to know one.
Pay attention to the dialogue in this, because they can actually, the NPCs can actually give you hints on regional objectives. So in his case, find me a blacksmith.
A few dents here and there. Nothing more. There. Good as new.
Oh, and notice how I paid 8 $8 to repair our gear, whereas we're in particular the raw materials it would have cost to do. It would have taken 2 raw materials to make to repair all our stuff. The cost of it is $5, so I just saved myself $2, which doesn't seem like much in the beginning, but it adds up. Trust me. Now we're gonna make Raven here the blacksmith, just because it's more strength oriented. So taking it, showing off the feats real quick. So we look at Byron. See, the miner, he gets +1 to Constitution. Raven, the blacksmith, gives +1 to Strength. So you want to focus on specific aspects for specific people. And then, of course, we have this profession. Ginger's going to become the alchemist. And the alchemist can make oils, medicine, bombs, the bees. Oh god, I forgot you could throw bees at people. Nicolas Cage would be terrified.
Come, take a look at my wares.
How much is it for that? 50? Yeah, it's worth it, also. That gets me 2. Actually, no, that only gets me 1 because I don't have much cloth. So, yeah. We'll make 1. We'll make 1 rags, I guess. Blacksmith level is insufficient. What do you mean? Oh, alteration. Oh, I'm dumb. That's a new feature. Okay. Here we go. Look for the shiny. And then you get a perfect, item. So in this case, you get 2 layer slots, which are absolutely fantastic. And then you get a discovery for making the thing the first time. Now, if I was to screw this up and just kind of do it basically, probably would have been about 10 armor. So you get a 20% increase in the armor quality there, which is not bad at all. Plus the armor layers as well, which will come in handy later once we actually find or craft them. So here we're going to give Raven her rags because she can't wear armor just yet. Then we're probably going to sell off the farmer's rags because
You can use my anvil. I can also
I do not need them, nor does anyone in the party. Now, off to the tavern to get some work. So in the tavern here, we'll have a couple of mercenaries that are around. Mina the warrior with no traits. Ugh. It's not good. It's not good, but it's not bad either. So, got another brute, and he's an alchemist. That's a interesting one. Stocky and unlucky. I mean, extra 3 carrying capacity is not bad. The unlucky is not too bad either, because you can just deal with it. Because what is it? Most of the time you're going to be either destroyer with heavy armor, or you're just going to be a wanker just kind of yeeting your way through everything. And what about you? Another brute who's an alchemist. Is this a trend going on? Like, why are we giving +1 dexterity to the ones that don't need dexterity?
Might you be looking for work? Our role as emissaries is to ensure that all service requests are fulfilled. We regularly update our job offers.
You are spot on the mark there, my lovely. I definitely need some work right now, so what have you got for me? At the bottom of the list, there will always be, well, I say always, but there will usually be the boss for this area. I'm not going to take him on yet, because I am too weak. Obviously indicated by the hard. But we have a couple of easies. We've got some amateur hunters here. We've got a Thulian gang. And then we also have Earthood's squad? I don't know. But obviously it looks like they're giving me a lot of quests to the west, so I might as well. And they're right next to each other, that's great. And since I know where the Tomb of the Ancients is in this location, I might as well give it a gaze. Yeah, normally you'll get this big, massive circle telling you it's somewhere. I know where it is, so it's not too much of a pain in the ass, but, you know, obviously you're gonna have to search. This man here is the informant.
You. Yeah, you. You looking for work? I can give you... Of course. You'll then have to meet the client and meddle in other people's affairs. But at the end of the day, it's the number of crowns in your purse that counts, right?
So, pretty much what the informant is there's always an informant. There's usually... I need to stop saying always because I don't know this. I'm just saying in general, I believe. There will usually be an informant in a region, and they will tell you exactly where to find... Well, they will tell you the general location of a region quest for a price. So in this case, influence, which I'm not going to do because I know where they are. Again, Tiltrin's pretty simple to figure out once you know the basics. I apologize for any frame drops there. Having a bit of issues with the PC. My hard drive's been a bit on the fritz lately, so do forgive me. Do forgive me if there's any issues with that. I will work on it, I promise you guys. Bugger. Almost need to rest. I guess we're just gonna have a nap out here, aren't we? Right. So, pretty standard for a rest. Do you know basic maths? That's pretty much the gist of it. Bugger it. Time passes. Then you get a camp report telling you what happened, how the happiness is, what is going on. Pretty self-explanatory. Just gonna fix that real quick. What we got? They're over there. Okay. That is the wrong button again. I keep pressing the hotkey for hoping to pop up the knowledge tab, but I keep buggering it up. Frugality. Do I need this right off the bat? I mean, I'm not really being paid too much. Yeah, nah, I'm good. I do not need that in my life right now. Frugality, smooth talk. I think I might take that. Recruitment cost of companions. Because we're going to have to get everyone up eventually. I could check out the wealthy farm, but I'm not going to do that. I'd rather get my quest done so I can actually get some gear. Hello, mate. It's just a group of two, surprisingly. Okay, so as you can see, at the beginning of the fight, they popped up with leader's aggression. So, as long as the... what is it? As long as the leader is up, they have a 30% chance to crit, which I do not like at all. So he will be the main target. Bugger me, he is just out of range. Can I get to him? No, I can't. Shh. But they can get to us, that's the biggest problem. Oh no, I can get to him, thank God. Okay. I'd love to be able to hit him with a spear, but that is way too far away. And that is just out of reach. And it's a bit too risky to bait him into it, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to instantly actually, I'm gonna take a shot with Alan right off the bat, I think. Hit him in the mouth. Not too much damage, about what I expected. We're gonna get Raven in here to soak up the damage since she just got her upgrade. Yeah, not what you want to see. Okay, now we're gonna move in Byron here to engage the rebel, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna taunt him here so that he doesn't do much. So he does 50% less damage, and well, that's a shame. In this case, I'm going to have to sit here and generate a point, because I can't reach. So, leaders will usually have a special type of weapon. In his case, he has the ringleader's dagger. If you right-click on them, you can see all their gear. So, the standard gear for the outlaws. Ringleader's dagger, which gives devious whirlwind. If multiple people are standing in the AoE and he hits people with it, this includes allies. He applies 2 poison to any unit that is hit. Or, well, he makes 2 poison clouds in the area. So, not exactly the guy you want to deal with at face value. So in this case, I'm going to get Ginger in there. Oh, that's a hefty crit. Absolutely beautiful. I may be making a mistake by planting him here, but I want to generate a point, but that's too risky. I'd rather move you here. Right, so I think I'm going to do the same thing again, smack you in the mouth, and then tell you that you're an absolute shitter. There you go, it takes 1 health damage. Oh, just placed her out of range. Okay, thank God. Now we're going to hit him in the back. And then we're going to move him over here so that he gets a bit more range. And then Raven. Yes. Ah, oh, damn. I was hoping you got a crit there for Wrath, but oh well. Okay, thank you. She did not get crit. So she's going next. I'm going to heal you, I think. Not really too much of a deal, not a big deal. We're back down to the valor points that we started the game with, so. I think what we're going to do here. 7 to 9 damage. Drop down to that much. You get in there? No, you can't. It's unfortunate. Oh well, in this case, 1. That's Wrath. Then we're gonna walk over here and probably get an execution. How much you want to bet? Place your bets. Going once, going twice. And goodbye. YouTube, it's not real violence, I promise you. It's all good. It's just tomato ketchup coming out, bro. Oh, got a ringleader's coif out of that too. That's not bad. No one can wear it though yet. Actually, no, Byron can now that he leveled up, but unfortunate. Oh, if you're wondering why the human remains... Excuse me. If you're wondering why the human remains are an item, you can probably take a wild guess to figure out what's going on there. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Word starts with a C, anyway. And it's not Australia and New Zealand's favorite word. just to clarify. Okay, in this case we're making you the big boy, which you're going to be the tank. So you're going to destroy it, and then we're going to, do I give you willpower or constitution? Oh. I'll go willpower. Always good to have a bit more. You, I'm definitely gonna repair. Byron, I might as well repair. Not worried too much about you missing 2 points. So there we go. Pretty standard. First job done. Now we gotta go up here and find the people in the mist. Come here, boys. What are we doing? Don't run from me, damn it.
We came to hunt for food for our families, but the animals here, their calls are enough to make your hair stand on end, beginning to wonder if we did the right thing coming here. But now that we're here, we can't go back empty-handed. I see. Thank you for warning us. Thanks to you, we'll get back to our families safe.
I'd rather you not get yourself killed, mate, honestly. Because my mum went up into the mountains to go scavenge for food and then didn't come back, I'd be more than a bit perturbed, putting it politely. So we've got our first 2 things done, and we've also got a point for one of our paths, which in this case we've got Explorer and Encyclopedias. Now, as you can tell, basics of this: do the little quests over here, get a point, that goes towards the level up. And once you level up, you get knowledge perks over here, which can give you pretty interesting buffs. Oh, another point to note. I haven't really mentioned it, but I am planning on doing more of a honorable run, so I'm less likely to steal anything here, because I want these guys to play semi around the fact of, ooh, I see food, come here. Now, notice how all of these guys are surprised. That is because of an ambush effect that happened, which was I was able to get them from behind, plus the fact that I had Ambusher, but I don't think Ambusher procced properly, so I may be a bit shit out of luck on that. But here we go. Yeah, we got some got a pretty free, yeah, pretty free here. So I think what we're going to do is take the first boar out, if I can, weaken him a bit. Then we're going to get Raven over here to interact with, oh no, that's not a throwable, what is it? Snow Iris, heals a dying ally and gains 10% of their max HP. Oh, it's a healing item, that's cool. I didn't know, that's a new one. Alright. Fine by me though. god, I'm just out of range. Alright, one boy is in combat. Ugh. Alright. Didn't exactly want that to happen, but here we go. Come here, you bastard. Let's run on in, get some damage. That thing is dead next turn. And he's attacking Byron from behind, of course he is. Who's next? This jackass is? Oh. If you have rope, there's a knockout mechanic where if you have rope for animals, you can knock them out and basically recruit them. For pigs in particular, you can actually turn them into just a food source. They're usually, generally the boars are more tanky, whereas like if you run into a wolf or something, obviously it's more of a DPS, and they function better the more that there are. So in this case, if you were to have one wild boar, it would work absolutely wonderful. But if you were to have like 3 wolves, in order to proc its special ability, which is if someone doesn't have, like if there's 3 wolves in the pack or something, and the enemy doesn't have armor and they're bleeding, it's like a plus 50% crit chance increase, which is ridiculous. But of course, you have to hunt all the wolves down. So in this case, we're just gonna pop them because I really do not have. I don't have anyone training to become a beast tamer. I could turn Alan into one, but it is a very heavy investment and he won't be doing as much damage as I would like. So in this case, we're just going to go with the original plan of infantryman. Notice the little yellow valor point here. I'm not going to be shy and I'm going to use it. He's weakening blow, which is an offensive version of this. So like I said, big man here is a tank. Whee. And he's got shield connoisseur. That was quick. 5% additional guard. That's lovely. Has anyone else got something? Oh, you got glorious. Generate a valor point at the end of their turn. A chance to... Yeah, chance to generate one. I think what we're gonna do... Now, I know I said that there's a line of sight in this game. There is. However, if you have an archer or someone who uses a ranged attack right next to someone, you can essentially get through it without any issues. So it's basically like telling them, like, duck, firing off the arrow. Which is a very nice mechanic. And then last one. There you go. Yeah, pretty basic. Victory favors the brave. Win a fight using only temporary valor points. Now we've got some lovely items here. We've got the pork, pristine fangs, leather, grease, and then we've also got carcasses. Bear in mind, if you start taking carcasses, they weigh a ton. Not as heavy as human remains, but they do end up screwing you over in some cases. The main thing they're used for is if you get a recipe for a drying rack, you can put the carcasses on the drying rack and leave them there in the camp, and then they'll turn into dried meat, which is probably the better conversion rate, honestly, rather than using like pork, the dried meat, which I don't know why you would, since you can either cook it or eat it raw, and it's like 4 compared to like 2 or 1, I think, I can't remember. But in this case, we're not taking the carcass because I don't have a drying rack just yet, so I'm not going to bother. Now here, I'm going to have Raven become a fighter. One reason for that, mainly because she gets an extra attack, and then also she gets access to heavy armor. Because I'd rather have her in plate and slapping someone in the face with a big sword than in medium armor and doing a double attack. It is nice, but eh. Oh, they get a bonus to attributes as well. That's nice to know. Okay. Ooh, she's got a +1 in that. I'm gonna put one there. Gonna offset the points that I put in to bugger her unfortunate choice of club-footed. Yes, I'm not afraid to drop those. I'm gonna keep picking up snow irises as we go. It's a very important ingredient for medicine. Another point to note, if you use a medicine bottle, it will. It's not like your usual RPGs where your character magically either disintegrates the bottle, or is like the magical recycler, or he just eats it at face value. Shout out to Viva La Dirt League for that skit. God damn. Okay, we're over at the Hunter's Lodge. Well, Tracker's Camp anyway. Every time I see this man in a helmet, it is always this is my favorite helmet in the game that I know of. It's absolutely, what the shit? Just a beast. Man, it's a blocker too. Okay. What does he get? Beastmaster's Signal. Every time this unit is attacked, adjacent allied animals gain fury. Wow, okay. If this unit ends their turn next to an allied animal, they apply deflection to it. Oh god. That's Beastmaster's Signal. That's Animal Bond. That's cool. So if you were really into it, you could pair a berserker or something next to that. If you were going sword, like axe and shield, or sword and shield, or even like, you know, mace and shield, and any one-hander and shield, that'd be absolutely disgusting.
Name's Brennan, Master Tracker. Our brotherhood is tasked with the culling of all the wild beasts on the continent. We reward hunters for their kills and protect the common folk from these vicious animals. If you want to join us and learn from us, you'll need to prove your worth and take part in your first come back victorious, or do not come back at all.
I promise you I will come back victorious. Because mama didn't raise no bitch.
Envious of our war paint, are you? You're not the first. Sorry, mercenaries. Only those who have been initiated in our ways may sport these to become part of the lucky few. You must travel to Ludern and ask the druid in the Tull's Glade. But be warned.
Don't even bother trying to sell me your filth. I am in need of fangs to accomplish our ancient rituals.
Lady, why do you have shellfish? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Why do you have shellfish here, cousin? Like, what the actual... Okay. No, not gonna complain. Thank you for the hemp. And then we're good. Yeah. Yeah, just camp of bread tonight. We got the 2 raw materials back. you guys have to sell?
Might I interest you in my humble wares, my good sirs?
Alchemical residue. I'd rather not. Not really at the point where I need it. And I don't want to fight you guys, because there's no point. I wouldn't be able to survive anyway. Would have been nice if they had some cloth, though. Unless I was blind. Probably was, honestly. What about you lot?
Might I interest you in my humble wares?
Mountain willow. Oh, bugger. I want to grab it, but no, not worth it. I'm too poor. I'm too broke right now. Oh, don't you go into town, you wanker.
Might I interest you in my humble wares, my good sirs?
Oh, he's got some tomatoes. I'll take those. Hell yeah. Oh, they're fighting some bulls. Come here. Join the fight.
You there! If you are so inclined, you could give us a hand. But if you're just loitering about, be on your way. We'll make do without you.
You're awfully calm for being in a fight. It's two wolves. Okay, sure. Attack them for wanted level. Yeah, I'm good. I would really love to pick up wolves right now, but I can't. Oh, it's too much of an investment at this point. Sorry, fighter, gotta put you down. No, you didn't crit. Okay. Mate. Swear the AI sometimes. No, I'm good. I'd rather off you and get the points. Come on, go smack him, please. Thank you. I want the food. Cheers. One bit of wolf meat. Yeah, it's not bad. Probably gonna take Valorous Victory here. You got a +2 to con. It's not the greatest. I'll take a career plan and a movement for you, because I'd rather you be mobile. How's your gear? Still fine, yeah. I'll drop that. I'm gonna go to the town, hand in our stuff.
Might you be looking for work? Here is your reward.
380 from that, not bad. Still got the tomb trial to do. And we can take these as we're leaving. And they're all nice and close to each other. Good. Can I pick anyone up? Anyone useful? Quick and depressed. That's an interesting combo. Cooperative, snorer. Confident and hardworking. You know what? We'll pick up a DPS. I'll make you a thief. Why not?
I want to see the world before settling down.
Sure, then come with us. We'll take you. I'm going to change your name to, I guess, Vivian from Wartales. No. Actually, you know what? There you go. Bye. Oh, I can't. Never mind. Sure. And the companions approve. Yeah, so you're definitely going to be the cutthroat of the group. So we give you thief. Now we're pretty set up. Oh, there's a well in the town. This cool clear water will quench your thirst and better than Gothenburg wine. Assigned companion. Oh, this is a town thing. Okay, that's cool. Reduces by 1 the troops' daily food consumption. Oh, that's cool. So if you manage to rest in a town. Oh, that's lovely. Alright, good to know. Okay, and on that note, guys, I think we're going to have to call it there. Because this episode has run long enough. But, again, I do thank you all for checking this video out. Well, I do thank you all for checking the video out. And, well, I hope this will be a loved series by you all. And I will continue to throw up a couple... I'll continue to throw up videos here and there. We'll see how this goes. I will be making other series on similar games. But yeah, no. Until next time, and cheers. If it was you, obviously, if it's your first time here, like, subscribe, helps me out, and hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day.